Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of On the Glass. I am your host, Brandon Abels, and today we are going to talk about the debut that was this past weekend in the XFL. But before we get into that, I just want to say a simple thank you. Thank you to everybody that views these videos. Thank you to everybody that comments on these videos, that shares these videos, that likes these videos. You guys are amazing, and I literally could not do this without you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's continue this ball rolling. Let's keep the momentum going, and let's get this channel bigger and better than it is now. And it has far exceeded any expectations that I had going into this. So again, thank you guys very much. Now, let's do what this channel was created to do. Let's talk some sports. We are just a few days removed from the re-debut, the repackaging, the rebranding of the XFL. And to me, this was a resounding success for the XFL. I don't know what kind of expectations they had going into this, but I would venture to say that they far exceeded their own expectations going into this thing. Look, all these games had over 17,000 people in attendance. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that don't sound like a whole lot. But so far, in just one weekend of XFL action, they have already made more money, sold more tickets, done better television ratings than the Alliance of American Football did all of their season last year. 17,000. Over 17,000 at every game that the XFL played this past weekend. To me, that is an outstanding number. You can't get much better than that. And even better than that, even better than the attendance. You know how I am about attendance in these things. What drives the boat, what steers the ship in all professional sports right now is television revenue, television ratings. How much can these guys that are carrying the games, how much can they charge for sponsorships? This is a huge determining factor in this kind of stuff. And right now, the XFL has averaged over 2 million viewers so far to all their games. Another outstanding, resounding success for the rebranding of the XFL. Last time that the XFL was around in the early 2000s, it was basically just a parody league. People tuned in the first week to see what it was going to be all about, and then it was a sharp decline from that point forward. It was too gimmicky, way too gimmicky. They didn't have kickoffs, for goodness sakes. They just had two guys sprint to midfield, and whatever team got to the ball first got the ball. You had basically an adult halftime show going on with the cheerleaders and stuff like that. You didn't have names on the back of jerseys. You had nicknames. You guys know the deal. It was a gimmicky league last time. So going into this past weekend, I was cautiously optimistic going into it. I did not think Vince McMahon would be dumping this much money into it again for it to be the same gimmicky stuff that it was last time, especially once he got big-time television sponsors to carry the games this time around. So I tuned in and was cautiously optimistic. The first game that kicked this all off was Seattle against DC, and it was a pretty good football game. I was anxious to see how these new rules would work, and to be quite honest with you, from jump start, the kickoffs to me were outstanding. If you didn't see it, basically the kicker lines up by himself on the 40-yard line, I think it is, and then kicks downfield as usual to a return guy. And then the receiving team and the kicking team are standing 5 yards apart. They cannot move until the ball is fielded. That's when they can move. So they're taking down all these hard collisions that happen during kickoffs. It was outstanding seeing a kick return game being brought back into football. They are encouraging kickoff returns where the NFL is discouraging them and trying everything in their power to take the kickoff return out of football, in my opinion. So that was outstanding. And then when you're not kicking extra points, pretty cool. There's a lot of strategy that can be in place here. On Sunday, the early game was the Tampa Bay Vipers and the New York Guardians. Tampa Bay was never really in that game from a scoring standpoint, but then again, they kind of were. They were down 21, and that's 2.5 scores in the XFL. If you get the touchdown and then go for 3 extra points ahead of it and you get those, that is outstanding. That makes strategy that much more important in football. That is great. I thought it was awesome seeing that and seeing the ebbs and flows of the games. And if the offense was hot, they kept their team out there at the 5-yard line to go for 2 points. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And then going off again what we've seen in the last XFL, the last coronation of the XFL, I was kind of like, the football's probably not going to be that good going into this. But the football itself, the play was outstanding. These teams want to win. And it was fun to watch. It was no different than watching a preseason NFL game, and those guys still get high ratings when they're on TV. It was no much different. I thought it was outstanding football. I thought the execution was well. I thought there was some good defenses in the league. I thought there was really good players in this league. There's former NFL guys there. There's guys that you haven't heard of that they're just trying to earn a spot and work their way up, hopefully, to the NFL. But I thought that overall gameplay of the XFL was also very good. And I was very shocked by that. And I think the ratings overall indicate how good the gameplay was. You're not going to get 2, 3, 4 million viewers if the gameplay is terrible. You're just not. So it's fantastic to see the quality of play that is going on so far in the XFL. Now you got to kind of remember that the ratings and stuff were through the roof the first week, the last time that the XFL was around, and then it was the sharp decline like I mentioned. But coming into this week, the other teams I think are going to have home games this week. So we're going to get to see fresh crowds coming in there that are going to be excited about their football teams. I read earlier today that the St. Louis Battlehawks have sold the most tickets so far in the XFL, and that's saying something when all other games have already averaged over 17,000 people. So this thing is off to a great start. Now, a problem that I could see happening to the XFL down the road. It's nothing major, but hear me out on this one. So far, to me, it seems like the XFL viewing experience is based totally and geared totally to the people watching on TV. What do I mean by that? You get all this unprecedented access that you do not get in the NFL or college game, meaning you get to hear referees talking about calls. You get to hear coaches calling the plays. You get to see what's going on in the replay booth as it's going on, and the referee and the replay official talking back and forth, hashing this thing out. The referee has questions, the replay booth answers it. It's fascinating stuff to watch. Big play happens. You don't know what's going on in the moment. You don't know what's going on in that sideline in the NFL, but you do in the XFL. As soon as these guys are coming off the field, there is a camera and a microphone in their face trying to get reaction to what just happened. That is incredible stuff. However, I feel down the road it could be something that hurts the XFL, because I think more people are going to want that access, and if they do not provide that at the stadiums, I think it could possibly hurt attendance to these games. But all things considered, that is a minor thing. I've seen Johnny Manziel talking trash about the XFL. I don't think this is going to work. Well, you think that because you weren't invited to play. Let's be real here. The XFL is trying to be a high character league. They're trying to bring guys in that are playing, as their slogan says, for the love of the game. Johnny Manziel, it was never about football with you, man. You wanted the stardom. You wanted the limelight. And that is not going to be tolerated this go round in the XFL. You want to know where you would have been great is in the old XFL. But this XFL, I don't think it's a good fit for you, brother. I think overall, first impressions are everything, even in sports. And I think overall, it was a resounding success week 1 for the XFL. My opinion, this thing could go and grow exponentially, leaps and bounds, going into as soon as next season. Think about this. Major League Baseball has the minor leagues. The NBA has the G League. The NFL, which is the most profitable, most popular league in professional sports in the United States, does not have a feeder system. I think it's very easy to see the XFL becoming that feeder system. How would I see it going down? Simple, okay? The XFL season is going to be over April 26th. Sorry for all the background noise on this video, guys. My dog's being crazy. The XFL season ends on April the 26th. That is plenty of time for players to rest, heal, and try to move into NFL training camps to try to get them a spot on an NFL roster. The XFL right now is only 8 teams, and it's in major markets: Dallas, Houston, Seattle, New York, Tampa, those kind of areas. It's very easy to see this league expand to medium to small markets and to be close to NFL teams. For example, here in Louisville, there's a petition already circulating to try to get the XFL to expand here for next season. I could see that working. Louisville is central to 3 NFL teams. You got the Indianapolis Colts to the north, the Tennessee Titans to the south, and to the east you got the Cincinnati Bengals. Boom. You got a team in the XFL that could be your feeder system if you're any of those 3 franchises, and it's a quick drive down I-65 from Indianapolis or Nashville, and a quick drive down I-71 from Cincinnati. You pick up these mid-market to small market franchises, and this thing can boom. I think they can more than double their teams next year if this keeps going on the trajectory that it's going down now. I think it's very feasible to see that, and I think Vince McMahon in the XFL and Roger Goodell in the NFL should sit at the table and try to come to a business agreement, because the NFL is the only one that don't have a feeder system, and these guys so far in the XFL have been playing their hearts out. The hits are harder, and so far I have absolutely loved everything that I've seen from the XFL. What do you guys think? Hit those comments below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me, disagree with me? Whatever the case may be, let's talk. I try to respond to every comment that I get on my videos. Let's talk about it. Do you like this video? Give me a big thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. It's a big red button that says subscribe right down here somewhere. Hit that button. Let me know what that you like what we're doing, and we'll continue getting these videos out. As always, I would like to remind you about my friends at Shady Rays. There's been a lot of people from England viewing these videos, a lot of people from Florida viewing these videos, and here in Kentucky and abroad as well. If you are in the market for some new sunglasses, be sure to check out my friends at ShadyRays.com. They are a great quality pair of sunglasses. If you ever lose a pair of Shady Rays or break a pair of Shady Rays, all you got to do is contact them, pay for shipping, you get your pair of sunglasses back. Florida people, I would also like to talk to you about my friends at Sportsmania in Jacksonville Beach. Be sure to check those guys out. They've been in the Jacksonville area for years. You can find anything that you want there that is Jacksonville Jaguars gear. Go see my friends at Sportsmania. If you ever want to get in contact with me, comment, or you can send me an email, ontheglass34@gmail.com, ontheglass34@gmail.com. questions, comments, concerns, things that you would like me to talk about in upcoming episodes of On the Glass, ontheglass34@gmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter at Big Ticket Ables, at Big Ticket Ables on Twitter, and you can search On the Glass on Facebook and give that page a big like as well. We're going to get that thing up and going here soon as well. But as always, and like I started this video, guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. This has far exceeded any expectations that I've had going into this, and I can't thank you guys enough. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, please. And we will see you next time on the glass.